Okay, cool. Alright, let's go. $36.15 I think is a good time. I don't know. It's just a nice appealing one. That actually no, I don't like 36. I want 35. 35 is a far more appealing time. 34 something would actually be like super appealing. It would be like, damn, that's a sexy time. I don't know if I should actually like start doing a bit of commentary to try and like get in the vibe of like explaining what's going on in this ridiculous run, and maybe even using this video as my like just like cutting this up and using it as my submission. I guess I can try it. I can give this a go. Right, so this is the Firerod category. Oh my god, just like hello random people that have just been tuning into my ramblings for the last couple minutes, for wherever I cut it up. Anyway, this is Minish Cap Firerod percent. It's a miscellaneous category. This is technically a ROM hack of the Minish Cap, where the one change is that one item value in a chest has been changed. It's at the beginning of the run in Link's house. Instead of there being a red rupee in this chest, we're instead going to be given the Firerod. The Firerod was a item that was just left over in the game code by the developers. It was never intended to be used by the player at all. It was used by the devs to be able to do bug testing. Specifically, it was one of the dev tools, and it lets them copy and paste tiles. And we're going to do really broken stuff with this. God, I keep on getting that green rupee without forgetting to do so. Yeah, so we're breaking the game here because walking through walls lets us do lots of really broken stuff. We've skipped the festival section of the game, and we're going to go directly to the castle to get the sword. Going to break out of a wall there like that. There's a lot of really precise movement that we have to do in order to not get stuck inside of walls by doing screen transitions. Right, and we like get ourselves up onto like the second layer so that we don't need to be using the Firerod all the time. So we get to like we get up onto the second layer and just walk over the top of all of the walls. Link's like hovering in the air at the moment. Link's just like, I don't know, possessed like The Conjuring or something, whatever. Just like The Exorcist, just like floating around the top of this room, and everyone's like, ah! And we're just rolling away over all of the obstacles here. Yeah, so mainly the main use of the Firerod is going to be like we use A, B, and R to do like as a combination of buttons that lets us just paste all of the tiles around us. We're also like using intimate knowledge of how the game has been put together to it's seemingly going through random rooms here, but we've got we did a lot of work to figure out what's the okay, need to hit the Eslo trigger there. We need to go and get Eslo at the moment, but yeah, we like mapped all of the rooms and all of the connections between rooms together so that we could figure out, hey, if we go between these sets of rooms, we can get to our destination that we wanted. Dude, I did not want to do that. So I'm specifically using shallow water here so that I can drown myself and teleport back over to the area. Hello? Okay. This is a little bit of a sneak peek at something called tile cycling. Tile cycling is we use a Firerod and we slightly tweak the properties of the tile that we currently have copied. And we can adjust it to other tiles that are nearby. So shallow water tiles are close to deep water tiles, so we can easily switch between them. And things like stair tiles are going to be close to each other, and loading zone tiles and stuff like that. So yeah, we drown and respawn over here, and we're going to do tile cycling here to get a loading zone tile and go into Deepwood Shrine through this entrance, and bam, we're in Deepwood Shrine, and we cut out Minish Village. I'm deleting some walls here to make this movement nice and easy here, so I'm going to do a bunch of rolls here, and then we're going to see an invisible Link appear on the screen, just Link's shadow on its own. Here we go. And then we come up here, over to here. And it's going to put us at the top of the dungeon, right by the Madapillar fight, which is what we need to do. Yeah, so we had to get Eslo just now, because Link can't use many items without Eslo's hat. The game just doesn't expect you to be able to use those items without, like, Link's, like the capped Link sprite. So when it tries to call the animations for those items without with capless Link, it just breaks the game and you end up just soft locking. So we had to get Eslo there so that we can use items like the Gust Jar. And yeah, we're going to do the first dungeon now. We just needed to get the Gust Jar so that we can kill the boss here. We're also going to need the Gust Jar for the final boss as well, so that's why we had to come here and do this. We end up doing all of the dungeons in order, and that's just kind of a coincidence with this route. This is the easiest route. I got the sword at the beginning, but there's a way more complicated and difficult route where we don't even get the sword at the beginning. We actually get bombs, and we use bombs in the first couple dungeons, and that's a very difficult route, because if you waste a single bomb, that's your run over and you have to reset. So obviously not marathon safe. We're doing the marathon safe version here. So yeah, we've nestled a little nook into this wall here, so that we don't need to bother with like actually fighting Green Chew here. He's just gonna like wobble around and do his own thing. We're just gonna sit in here and just stand still using the Gust Jar, and he can't get to us. Really nice fight. I'm actually happy with that because it's the first time I've got a good Green Chew fight since starting doing this category again. Anyway, there's the first element done. That's Green Chew and the Earth element. We need to do this. One of the things that getting the Earth element does is it actually unlocks town, and it stops town being in the festival state that is during the intro section of the game. So there's some stuff that we have to do in town. So we have to do this relatively early. We just opt to doing it at the start. Alright, we're going to do some fun stuff here. We're going to go to the next dungeon very quickly. And we're in Malari's Mine, so we're like literally outside the next dungeon. That's a very, very cool warp that we've got there. Luckily, all of the Minish houses are all just connected to each other like that, so it's very, very nice. And bam, we're in the second dungeon already. Like, not even a minute after getting the... What am I doing? Not even a minute after getting the last element, we're already in the next dungeon. We're doing loads of out-of-bounds movement here just to go directly to the boss. 3, 4, 5. We're going up here. This fight's really cool to watch. I'm going to shut up and pay attention. Yeah, that's cool. Got it. We did tile cycling there to make lava tiles, and then put the lava tiles exactly where the enemies spawn, so they just all die at the beginning of the fight. That's a really fun one. We go up here. I did the wrong thing. That's fine. Cool. And we're in the boss. Some cool out-of-bounds movement we do there. Yeah, so there was a locked door covering a staircase, and we just copied over some entrance tiles over to them so that we could just go down the the staircase without having to open the locked door and get any small keys, which is super handy. Eagle-eyed viewers of you would have noticed that there wasn't a Link walking down the stairs animation when we got out the bottom. Link kind of just like touched it and just instant transmissioned into the next room. And then when we're in the next room, Link just appeared instantly. He didn't do the very slow stair walking animation. We can do tile cycling on staircases to make them into faster staircases to make it easier, like to make it faster, because Link walking down those spiral staircases is a really slow animation, and being able to skip, like being able to avoid watching that animation saves a huge amount of time. It's only a recent discovery. We discovered it literally in the last year. And this category has had a major overhaul in the last year. Around about December of the winter just gone by, we there was 3 of us, me, Dreamy, and Semi-Rare, all put our heads together and just completely broke this category, and we saved about 5 minutes. Did we save like 5? I feel like it was more than 5 minutes. World record got lowered down from like a high 38 to a mid 33. Yeah, so it was about 5 minutes. It's a really like it's a really significant time difference for such a short category, and that was a gold. I'm surprised that was actually a gold. Actually, I'm not surprised. That was really good. I nailed that. Do that. Now we're going to upgrade our sword. This is a really unfortunate cutscene that we have to just sit here and watch this. We've got lots of other ways of getting into Malari's mines, like we demonstrated earlier. We actually got into Malari's mines without having to watch this shrinking animation. But from this point, there's no... Like, the fastest way is literally just watching that cutscene and getting into here like this. There's no way of coming back here and getting this sword later. And this sword is actually really handy to have now because it's a damage increase. And we're about to do a couple of fights, so it'll be nice to have. Yeah, so another item we needed to get. Yeah, we got the cane in Cave of Flames. We needed that for Gleerock, and we're also going to need it for the final boss. Another item we need for the final boss is going to be the bow. So we're going to go get that now. That's in Castle Wilds, and we're going to do some more wacky screen transitions to be able to get there. So we don't want to shrink again, but we want to be small, but we don't have to, like, don't want to shrink. So we abuse some loading zones like that. I'm going the wrong side here. It's this way. We're going to do some nice wraparound screen transitions. So we're hitting the screen transition from the wrong side, but it's transitioning us in the right direction. Right. And now we fight these guys. Yeah, that was an alright fight. This is really tricky. Yeah. Got it. Cool. Let me out. Okay. We get a red kinstone here. We need to do one fusion in this run. And that's the one kinstone that we need to do that fusion. Yeah, that precise movement to do the screen transition was really precise, and it's it can be very easy to soft lock yourself there if you do it slightly incorrectly. Same thing here. Okay, yeah, and we're in town. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna do some really precise placements of like tiles here. If you remember back to when we did Eslo earlier, like we pasted down tiles so that we could like drown ourselves and yeah, there we go, got it. So we can drown ourselves and walk back up to like the other side of the area in Minish Woods. We're doing the same thing here with the hurdy-gurdy guy. So the hurdy-gurdy guy tries to get us to like learn the fusion, or how to do fusions. Or like if we don't do that, then we have to do a save and quit, but we managed to like break out of this weird softlock thing that we're in by placing Link nice and precisely there in front of that doorway, so that Link gets pushed into the loading zone and we get to skip having to learn fusing from hurdy-gurdy, and we don't need to do a save and quit. Save and quits lose about like 12-15 seconds, so getting to skip any that we don't have to do is very nice. So here we're learning the spin attack. Hello? Okay. Making sure I don't softlock here as well. Okay. Yeah, we had to learn the spin attack because the spin attack's going to be handy when we go to the second to last dungeon. It's going to make fighting the boss there easier, but it's also required for Vati, the final boss. We have to have the spin attack. And the fusion we did was also the portal to unlock Palace of Winds, which is the second to last dungeon. I'm really... shouldn't have been talking there. That was fine. Okay. Luckily, that movement there's really... forgetting the word for it. Lenient. It's really lenient. You can do somewhere between like 6 and 9 rolls there, and it's fine when you're out of bounds. A lot of this category is you don't see where Link is, and you just need to memorize the movement. But yeah, now we're in Temple of Droplets at the moment. The only reason why we need to be in here is to get the elements so that we can... Yeah, the reason why we're going around to all of the dungeons as well is we need to get all of the elements so that we can upgrade the sword to the 4 sword. It's only when you get the 4 sword that the final dungeon unlocks. Yeah, so we need to get all of the elements from all of the dungeons. So one of the dungeons in this game that we don't have to do is Fortress of Winds, because there isn't an element there. The reward at the end of Fortress of Winds is the Ocarina, and anyone who's seen the any% speedrun knows that the Ocarina is the most broken item in this game. It allows for the Ocarina glitch, which is the most powerful glitch in Minish Cap. So yeah, the Firerod is such a powerful item that we don't even bother going and getting the Ocarina. We can do everything way faster by not even going there in the first place. Yeah, I'm stuck here. Yeah. Blue Chew stuck me in gay baby jail. I was trying to get out, but he was in the way. Okay, we're gonna get the lantern here. Lantern's is the only item that can damage Octo, so we had to get the lantern off of Blue Chew there. Now is our favorite game to play. Octo is a 3-stage boss, and in the final stage, it's completely determined by RNG. It can be one of 3 different values. You can either get a 0 ink, you can get a 1 ink, or you can get a 2 ink. So let's have some guesses as to what we think the ink count is going to be today. If you get 0 ink, that's amazing, but it's really unlikely that you're going to get it. In fact, my last run was a PB, and I got a 0 ink on it. It was really lucky. But roughly each ink cycle that you get loses 30 seconds. So, RNG can result in anywhere between 30 seconds and a minute time loss. In a category like this, that's pretty rough. Right, this is it. If Octo does a suck attack, that's going to be... No! This is a 0 ink. I can't believe it. And then I messed up as well because I just like panicked. Oh my god, okay. Dude, we've got another run going. I mean, it's not like... I'm still behind PB. Oh my god. I'm actually, like, really close to PB. My PB's next dungeon was really bad, so I could actually be ahead of PB on this, you know, marathon submission video. This is what I want to equip here. Right, okay. Before we go to the next dungeon, we do want to upgrade our swords. We don't have to. We could go to the next dungeon and try and do it with only the current sword that we have, but it's really inconsistent. Obviously, if you're going for like, world records, you wouldn't do this. You would go directly to Palace, but we're going to upgrade our sword just for the sake of consistency. Cool. We go here and we do a screen transition here. We do another one over. And then we go down and we're outside the castle. Right. Yeah, we're gonna go down into the sanctuary to upgrade our swords. I tile cycled incorrectly there. Link walked down the staircase backwards. I'm gonna get a Eslo trigger here. I'm gonna do some kind of funky movement here, lots of weird screen transitions, but this is all in the aim to minimize time as much as possible and avoid triggers. There's a lot of invisible Eslo triggers that like we're just dodging here by doing this kind of movement. Also, this room's really, like, fiddly with how it handles you upgrading your sword. You can only upgrade the sword one at a time each time that you're in the room. In order to upgrade the sword again, you need to leave and re-enter the room again. And the game's really precise with its flags as well and demands you to... what am I doing? Just screen transition like that? Cool. What am I doing? Okay, this is fine. Yeah. We need to, like, hit these things here to hit this trigger. And now we can go activate the pedestal again. Yeah, so here's the blue swords. One of the blue sword doesn't actually, like, we upgraded to red and blue sword. They don't increase the damage of the sword at all. What they do is they give you more clones. Well, red sword lets you clone in the first place, and blue sword lets you get an additional sword on, an additional clone on top of that. So we're gonna do some screen transitions like this. We're going to go to the next dungeon, Palace of Winds. It's really fast if you're having to go down a bunch of screens. Because you can just do those wraparound screen transitions like that from the top of the screen, and you just keep warping to the next room down. It's really cool. Right. We're going to go through the Wind Tribe here. All of the rooms are right next to each other, so we can just go, like, just to the right, and it just goes room to room to room. We need to talk to these people here to make them move out of the way, because we're going to have to walk back down through here, and if Haley there is still standing in the way, she softlocks us, and we can't exit. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Just avoiding an Eslo trigger there. We're going to do these tile cycles there to change all the staircases so we don't have to watch the slow stair walking animation. Yeah, we're just, like, completely zooming through this dungeon here. Just rushing directly to the staircases. It's a really nice palace. Right, bless the RNG for Georg. Georg's a little bit RNG based. If you do it like, it's normally towards the ends that it's mostly RNG based. Let's hope that we get good luck towards the end at least. I just need to play like well through this section. Just create clones at the right times. Hit the eyes properly and then fall off to land on his back. You're supposed to have the cape here, but we just don't get the cape. And that's what introduces some of the luck towards the end of the fight. If we had the cape, it would be very easy and consistent, but we opt to skip the cape because it's actually, like, you can save it. The only thing the cape does is it lets us do this fight a little bit more consistently, but we would have to do a whole fight to get the cape, and it's just slower, so we don't get it. It's just a nice luxury item. Oh, that's bad. Very good. Okay. Happy about that. Right. That's really good. Yeah, don't do that. Okay. Please, good RNG. Nope. Okay, we got one hit in. That's great. Let's go. Let's... Oh my god. Oh my god, we're ahead. This is against my sum of bests. We're 23 seconds behind. This is against PB. We were half a second ahead going into Palace. We're going to be way ahead now. I saved a ton of time here. I'm actually a minute ahead of my PB at the moment. My lord. Okay. Dude, I just wanted to record a submission video for the marathon. Right, we got one thing and one thing only, and it's go to the final dungeon and beat the final boss. We gotta do some tile cycling here. This is really awkward. We have to tap a bunch of times over to modify the value enough. There we go. I'm on the wrong thing here. No. Okay, right. It's fine. A little bit slower than just walking down the staircase, but that's fine. And finally, we're going to go to the castle. Another really cool movement here. We're actually going to go to a completely unused cave. This thing is never used in the game. Like, you can never get into that cave in normal gameplay. And it's really convenient that it happens to put us outside the castle. Oh, I did it again. I need to drill that muscle memory in there that it's 2 presses to the side. But yeah, we're gonna go upgrade our sword to the Force Sword. And getting the Force Sword means that when we enter Hyrule Castle the next time, it's going to be Dark Hyrule Castle. But we're not actually gonna go into Dark Hyrule Castle the normal way. When we get out into the little grassy courtyard area where there's going to be some guards at the bottom, but we're not actually going to see them. When we get into that area though, we can actually do some screen transitions to get to a later part of the dungeon, and from there we can get to Vati very quickly. Oh, I haven't practiced a Dark Nut fight. Oh, I'm so nervous going into the Dark Nut fight. The Dark Nut could absolutely ruin me. Yeah, the Dark Nut's fight is going to be what's going to decide if this is PB or not. Okay, we're going to go through these towers here. We're in the last tower of the dungeon. We're going to go through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're in the Dark Nut room. Okay. Oh, sick Dark Nut fight, dude. Oh, we nailed it. We're actually on PB pace. Let's go. Right, we're going to start the Vati fights now. Vati 1, Vati 2, Vati 3. Nice boss rush through all of them. We're going to be using the Firerod a little bit to... We're not going to use the Firerod at all in Vati 1, but Vati 2 and Vati 3, we used the Firerod in some cool ways to break the bosses and make them a bit easier. Not break them entirely. It's mostly the same as normal, but just more consistent. I don't know if I hit him enough times. I didn't hit him enough times. It was one hit off. Okay. Yeah, another cycle. Okay, now we got because we used a Gust Jar here. Oh, dude. I should have waited. I was too eager. That was my fault. I'm going to have to get an extra cycle in here. Don't fireball me. I'm the one with the Firerod. Okay. I'm too far away from the fairy. I can't get to the fairy, dude. Okay. Health's super sketchy at the moment. Right, Vati 2. We pasted those tiles like that so that... really bad RNG. There was nothing I could do there. He shot those... That was just the worst RNG you can get. Is when he fires those... homing electric attacks at you like that. Can't dodge that. Okay. My PB has such good Vati fights, it's, okay. It's understandable I'll be losing a bit of time here. Okay. We're still ahead. We got the nice 3 cycle on Vati 2. Not the fastest fight, but, you know, good enough. I'm gonna go get some health. Vati could kill me here, Vati 3, with the health that I'm on, so I'm actually gonna play it a little bit safe here. Please. As again, I need to do the right screen tile cycle there. That's enough. There's a Eslo trigger here that I can't avoid. Because I got the heart, the fairy, I had to hit that Eslo trigger there, so it was a little bit of time loss, but... We normally avoid that Eslo trigger by doing some out-of-bounds movement there, but I was playing it safe by grabbing those fairies that were available. Right, Vati 2, Vati 3. We can do Vati 3 without any stress here. Oh my god, that is such a fast arm. That is so fast. Okay. Right, we're going to trap this guy like so, and then we're going to kill him. And he's just stuck in place like that. The Vati arms become so easy with the Firerod like that. The next arm's going to be a little bit trickier because we can't use the lantern and the fire rod at the same time. We have to use one or the other. And we spot him, and then we trap him. And then we use the sword, we kill him. And then we grow. Okay, cool. Bad RNG. Same. PB also got this. If Vati moves to the far left of this arena, he does an electric attack like that. Loses like 10 seconds. Right, now we're just playing tennis. Good old tennis at the end of a Zelda game on the final boss. 3 hits and he's dead. So this is the second hit now. We do 2 slashes on him in the last one, and it will kill him, and then that will be time. So time coming up in like 10 seconds. And time. Oh my god. We got the JoJo fanfare. That's a 36 flat. That was so close to being a sub 36, but that is Firerod percent in Minish Cap. I hope everyone enjoyed that. I'm putting in an estimate of 45 minutes because I don't know. There's a lot of soft locks that can happen that would ruin the run. Maybe I need to lower that. Refer to the submission. I'll actually revise this and think, because I've got a few runs now that have all been like, I've done 3 back-to-back runs today and they've all been sub 40 minutes. This is my first day back to playing this category after a year, so I think I could probably do a shorter estimate. But anyway, yep, that's Firerod percent. Really weird, quirky category, short category for Minish Cap, and super fun. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching.